Geico presents Daily Affirmations.
Repeat after me. We are filled with an abundance of joy.
We are filled with an abundance of joy.
Also an abundance of questions. Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service to help answer questions and resolve claims quickly.
Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service.
We are also filled with an abundance of biscuits.
We are also filled with, I don't think it works this way.
Oh, and jam. Don't forget jam.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
This holiday, whether you're making a Kroger Simple Truth Turkey for 40 or a Murray's Baked Brie for 2, Kroger has fast, fresh delivery and free pickup, so you can make holiday meals that bring you all together to create memories that last. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Free pickup on orders of $35 or more. Restrictions may apply.
Get more ways to save at the Buy 5 or More Save $1 each sale. Just buy 5 or more participating items and save $1 each with card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hello. Yep. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. Daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Hello to you all. My gosh, ghouls, goblins, whatnot. It is Halloween. Yeah. Okay. So, you kind of got to get ready for the little ones coming up to the house. Did you know that there's different types of pumpkins that you can put out? Colored pumpkins, which are code, I guess. I think if you have a purple a blue pumpkin, that means that this is a friendly house for a child that has autism. 99 out of 100 kids these days are autistic. And so, if you have a blue pumpkin, I'm told, that is, means that if the child comes to the house, you won't have any sensory overload, because that's one thing that you don't want to do, is to have sensory overload for a child that is, finding their way throughout the autism world, I guess is the way to say it. That's the way no one says it, but the way I just said it. So, and then I think there's also different color-coded pumpkins, but I forget. I think there's one that, there's another color, but I don't remember the color, for you're aware of peanut allergies. Now, I don't know if it really means anything, but it's just or maybe not peanut allergies, just allergies in general. I'm like, well, okay, great. So you're aware of it, but what does that mean you're doing for these kids? I mean, it really puts the it makes it a little murky, in my opinion, for the people the homeowner and what they're giving away. I think that it's asking a bit much. I am not going to put out any autism awareness things, and even though I have a grandchild that has autism, I'm not going to go scream in a kid's ear or anything like that at the same time. To me, I'm just going to, the kids bang on the door, I throw the candy in. Hey, thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot. I don't know why I'd say thank you. Have fun. Chris says it's not my job to police your kids' allergies, and I kind of agree with that. I mean, you put the food, you put the candy into the bucket or whatever, and then the parents have to go, before the kids dig into it, and decide, okay, well, you can eat this and you cannot eat that. That's pretty much where I stand on that. And the autism awareness, I mean, I would like to think that, in general, parents have a handle on it. Juju X2, thank you for following the show. I welcome you. And then I think there's another color-coded one. There's allergies, and then there's autism, and then there's epilepsy. And what I was reading was the epilepsy pumpkin. I'm not sure I think that's purple. If the pumpkin is purple, that means, and I swear to God, all it means is they're aware that epilepsy exists. So basically, you're just saying, hey, purple pumpkin, people have epilepsy. Well, who gives a shit? I mean, I would think that if you were doing the purple one, that would be indicative of, like, no strobes, because strobes can bring on, like, seizures. But, all right. Who knew that Halloween could get so complex? Now, where I live, you have the occasional, household that Halloween is not observed because there is a notion that it is of the devil. So you have to deal with that. You just stay away from those folks, you know, they want to make sure that no one bangs on the door. In fact, my sweet neighbors, the Hallelujahs, they shut it all down. You know, no lights on outside of the house, no lights on inside of the house. They stay in the house, huddled up in a corner. And if anybody bangs on the door, they shriek. You don't want to do that. Stay away from those houses. This is not their time. It's time to be a heathen and go get some candy. Chris says, hey, I'm getting an ad on Twitch. I don't know what's up with that. You're subscribed. I don't know why that is. I'm not on the receiving end of the show. I'm on the giving end of the show. So I don't know what is up with that. I didn't do anything different. I apologize. All right. But yeah, we are all about it. Halloween is here. And then, of course, you know, hopefully people did their due diligence with what they're giving away. It's at this time of the year that we oftentimes hearken back to, when we were kids, you'd have those plastic masks on, which just, oh, God, your face gets so hot and starts to smell like your breath. It's terrible. You end up going to two houses, and then you put the damn mask up, and it's like, oh, this is terrible. Jesus. And then occasionally you'll get the house that gives, like, fruit. And that is ridiculous. Giving fruit. Occasionally a handful of pennies, but no one else gives it, so it's just kind of like, fucking, you have like 50 cents. And a bunch of candy. Apparently, the Prime Crown does not mean that he's subscribed. Eric, well, shit, I don't know anything about this Prime thing. I'm just going to ignore all that. Okay, so here we go. On Halloween 2022. This is ghoulish. Imagine if, you know, you're living in whatever community and you happen to see this. A dog. Now, the dog is walking down the street somewhere in Mexico, and the dog is carrying something that's blurred out. That's because it's gross, and it's some dude's head. Holy crap. That's exactly right. Can you imagine just living, trying to, you know, work a job, raise your family, and because of the massive turf war going on between rival cartels, someone has to see, okay, they end up cutting some guy up and just throwing him on the street, and then a dog ends up picking up the head. I have actual video from this. Audio check. Video check. This is how this unfolded. Some guy was just he just busted out his phone and shot video of this as the dog is walking down the street. Look at something about a paddle. So that's something to do with the dog. Look at the dog is walking down the street with the dude's freaking head. What a shithole. Oh. No wonder why these people make a run for the border. Anywhere but here is what that boils down to. Anywhere but here. My God. The residents of a town in north central Mexico was stunned to see a dog running down the street with a human head in its mouth. Officials in the violence-plagued state of Zacatecas confirmed the incident and said police eventually managed to wrestle the head away from the dog. You know that's like a low man on the totem pole job. All right, who's going to go get that? Dog's protecting dude's head. A law enforcement official who was not authorized to be quoted by name said the head and other body parts had been left in an ATM booth in the town of Monte Escobedo late Wednesday. The human remains were left with a message referring to a drug cartel, but before police could act, a stray dog took off with the head. God. Zacatecas has been the scene of a bloody extended turf war between local gangs backed by the Sinaloa and Jalisco drug cartels. My God. Drug cartels in Mexico frequently leave notes alongside heaps of dismembered human remains as a way to intimidate rivals or authorities. Yeah, but why do you have to throw it in like a neighborhood? Can't you guys drive by one of the drug cartel leaders' houses and throw it on his fucking front lawn? I mean, why do you got to leave it at an ATM? Some poor son of a bitch needs to go get money, and he's like, shit, what the fuck? In June, the bodies of 7 men were found in a popular tourist region with warning messages written on their corpses, referencing the Gulf Cartel, which operates mainly along the U.S. border to the north. In April, 6 severed heads were reportedly discovered on a car roof in Mexico with a sign warning others, "This will happen to anyone who messes around." No problem there. My God. Ben says, I'm guess they're used to it. Just kick the head out of the way and use the ATM. Man. What a shit show. All right. It was a busy weekend for your old pal, Eric Zane. For a change, I didn't have a lot going on outside of, like, the house. And so it was like a day for chores, and that's all, like, boring as shit. But I will say this. We are now down to the home stretch. This is the end of October. That means tomorrow being the 1st. 19 days from right now until my middle child, my oldest daughter, is married to Justin. And this is how I feel about that right now. I keep thinking back to when she was a little girl, and I get like half emotional about it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. My daughter's getting married. Jesus, this is incredible. I remember when you were first born. I'm doing all of that. It's all just kind of flashing in front of me. And so I've got my my speech. We've got, yesterday or Saturday was the day that Jacqueline is going ahead and establishing the seating chart, who's sitting where and all that shit. But then Friday, Diana says, hey, we have to go shopping. I go, we do? What's up? Yes, we're going shopping. We have to go to Hobby Lobby. I'm like, oh, my God. And we have to go to Michael's. So 2 craft stores. Now, you know that you're just beaten into submission and you're on the right page, on the right side of things. Victory is within your grasp. If when she says that, you go, okay. She goes, it's me, you, Justin, and Jackie. And we're going to go there. We're going to go to those stores. We got to get this, that, and it's like, I guess, frames and all these various accoutrements for the wedding. And then afterwards, we're going out to eat. Now, I was having a bit of a rough day because on my left foot, the plantar fasciitis was hurting like hell. And on the right foot, where I cut my foot with the chainsaw, was also hurting like hell. I'd been on my feet quite a bit, so I was having a little bit of problem. So I was limping around like an idiot. And, I mean, it was like as soon as we got out of the car and they started going out towards Hobby Lobby, I was like very slow. And they're like, come on, hurry up. And I'm like, I'm here. I'm queer. Get used to it. I'm doing my best. I'll catch up. I'll see you in the store. And, I don't even know what the fuck they're buying. So I wander in there, and but I kind of like get lost while they're doing their thing. Because every aisle I go down, they then leave the aisle, and I'm like alone. So then I find something, though, that catches my eye. Model rocketry. I didn't realize you could buy model rockets at Hobby Lobby. And fuck, man. I was like, shit, yes. Because, some time ago, back with the old Free Beer and Hot Wings days, we ended up getting our hands on a rocket, and I built that fucking thing. And that was so much fun. So I'm like, oh, Jesus, now this would be great for my grandkids. Me, Jim, and the grandkids shooting off model rockets, just like when Jim and Jackie were kids. Blast off! Oh, no, the chute blew off! So I was like, oh, this is great. So I'm looking at these model rockets. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should get one of these. And I saw there's this one that goes like 1,500 feet in the air. I mean, way up, way up. Model rockets are freaking fun. Oh, no, the chute blew off. So then I hear Jackie, Dad, let's go. Come on. I'm like, fucking. I ended up not getting one. I should have. Wander out of that store. Now I'm hurting. I am hurting. All right, we only got to go to one more store. And then we go and they got to get picture frames because I guess at a wedding, you have to do the love is in our hearts for those who took the dirt nap and cannot be here with us. And then you got to have picture frames of the dearly departed. So my mother and then Justin's dad, terribly sad. Justin's father passed away when he was only like 10 years old. And so, you got to have a picture of Dave. You got to have a picture of my mom. I think Justin's grandpa passed recently. And so they're sitting there doing the math in like the picture frame area. And they're like, okay, Dave, we got my brother-in-law. I hope to God that they have a picture frame for Dave. I wonder if they kept him out. I don't remember his name being mentioned. One half of the Doobie Brothers, Kevin's brother, Diana's brother. So they're like, and they're just contemplating. They go, well, what about this person? Well, if we have this person, then we got to have this person. And we have this person. And then finally, I'm like, why don't you just make it to like family members? Well, if we do that, then we can't do this. And we do that. And it's like, Jesus Christ, we're going to have a table full of dead people. Everyone who's died in the past 3 years in America, whoops, have to get a picture, I guess. But they settled on it finally, and off we go. Good. Then, okay, now where we're at in Grand Rapids is extremely busy. It's a place called Alpine Road. And as we pull out, Dinah says, it's like 8 o'clock at night. They go, where do you want to go to eat? I go, I don't care. And so I go into the first place, and it's like Logan's. And then they start talking, well, maybe it's packed. Maybe we don't go. And I'm like, okay, well, so then I start backing out, and Diana starts having a temper tantrum. Oh, God, I'm starving. I go, well, you said we didn't have to go. And so it was all weird. And she kind of lost her temper. But it was all like passive aggressive and weird. And I'm like, well, all right. And then they said, well, let's just go get some food, like takeout. All right, fine. So I'm like, how about that? I don't know. What do you guys think? How about that? I don't know. What do you guys think? So this, of course, and then you're going to see 15 restaurants. And then by the time you get to the end of all this restaurant row area, then they'll say, let's go back to the first one and start there. That's how it always works out. It's ridiculous. And finally I go, Arby's. You love Arby's. How about Arby's? I guess. Oh, Jesus. All right, we're going to Arby's. Go in there, and the chick working the counter does not want to be there. And I thought she was going to stab us. And she's like, I'm going to help you. Welcome to Arby's. Can I help you? Oh, yeah, I'll take number 2. Small, medium, or large. I'm sorry? Small, medium, or large. Oh, medium is great. Thank you. I mean, it's just like that. You could tell. She's just like so pissed. She hates her life so bad. It's like, I just can't do that. If I were in that industry, I don't know. Something about that whole dynamic. I'm going to take it out on this stranger. I am having a bad day. My life sucks. I am going to take it out on this random person in front of me right now. What the fuck? Get the food. As we're waiting for the food, and Arby's is one of those restaurants, it takes like an hour to get the food. We're standing there at the front, and the door opens, and preceding the people that are coming in, this stalest cigarette and body odor smell I've smelled in a long time. And it just came pouring in, and no one else bats an eye. And I immediately, with this giant nose, I'm like, oh my God, fucking shit, fuck. I go, let's move over. And so we get out of the way and finally eventually get the food. And this couple, oh my God, the amount of stink. It had Zaniac written all over them. I was like, son of a bitch. These are former listeners of mine. They have to be. They have to be in part of that stinky, disgusting pack. Shit, fuck. We wander over it way in the back. And we sit down, and this Arby's was fucking filthy, by the way. And we're sitting there, and they sit, this couple, like on the opposite side. And when they got into the dining area, way far away, I could still smell them. I go, can you guys smell these people right now? Can you smell the balls, the body odor, and the cigarettes? Can you smell that? No. I'm like, yeah, that is what I have right now. We have to get the hell out of here. All right. We leave, and the guy, he has a old beat-up Ford Taurus with an enormous yellow flashing light on the top. Like he's some type of, I'm not sure, stink police or what. And the back seat is full with all of his belongings. So this is no doubt some homeless fucking guy who worked. And then he had an interaction with Justin. Justin is there, and he's wearing a pair. He went from work to home and then out with us. So he's wearing like his clothes at work. So he has a pair of like dressy shoes. And the guy who smelled like balls and cigarettes goes, man, I don't know how you wear those. So uncomfortable. And Justin's like, yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ. Well, this guy's, there's no way this guy has ever worn a pair of dress shoes in his entire life. Ben says, who sits down at a fast food restaurant? You get your shit and go home like a responsible adult. True. And we should have done that. But we got the food, got the hell out of there. That was the Friday. I put in my time, and that was it. And then Saturday, she goes, we got more shopping to do. I go, I can't. I got work to do. I have to get these leaves picked up in the yard. No, I've got things. Thank God. Holy shit. So we are in the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen, to the wedding extravaganza. Yesterday or this weekend was the World Series got underway. I found out there is a group known as the Black Pumas, which I don't know. Is that kind of like Black Panthers? The guy's name is Eric Burton. Eric Burton is the lead singer of the Black Pumas. And I think, so you have the opening of the World Series. I think it opened up in Houston. So I guess he's like a local guy. Houston gave the job to Black Pumas singer Eric Burton to sing the Star-Spangled Banner before Friday's Game 1 at Minute Maid Park, which, by the way, Houston was up 5-0 in that game. Justin Verlander on the bump, and they fucked it all up. Philly came back and won that game. I don't even know if there's been a game 2. I don't really follow this shit. But Valdez silences Phillies in game 2. So that looks like the Houston won game 2. That's about all I know about it. But the dude for the Black Pumas, Eric Burton, he sang the anthem. And he fucked it all up. So that is a reason to tune in, man, when you see some guy ruin the national anthem. I think he sings quite well, but, man, did he butcher it. Audio check, video check. Here we go.
And now to honor America.
Oops. Been getting that a lot.
Of our national anthem. Please welcome from Austin, Texas, 6-time Grammy-nominated singer,
Darkness,
songwriter, and co-founder of the Black Pumas band, Eric Burton. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Boy, that announcer, that PA announcer, has some serious pipes.
Oh, say can.
Okay, so a little flat right to start, but he turns it around. So he starts out flat, and then he kind of like dials it in. But it isn't how flat he is that's the problem. It's the fact that he mangled the words.
Oh, say can you see?
All right, he's fixed it.
By the dawn's early
Damn it.
light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last streaming.
He said at the twilight's last dreaming.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight would so proud.
Nope. It's supposed to be o'er the ramparts. Oh, no. Look at little Altuve. Oh, no. He's still throwing dreaming in there. For once, I would just love to see, like, the camera on a player, and a player's, like, eyebrow raised, like, with that cringe face.
The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
I like his voice.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? the land of the free.
All right.
And the home of the brave.
Okay, so as far as anthems go, out of all the anthems that have been murdered, that was probably the best job at murdering the anthem. Okay? Nick says, this guy stinks. It's Texas. They should have had Ted Nugent do it. Oh, come on. Ben Weller says Roseanne did better. Another stupid-ass comment. Bullshit. Where's Doc Rivers when you need him? That's the guy that put his arm around the chick and said, here, let me help you sing it. I thought this guy did well, except for just, getting the words wrong. Dreaming, streaming. I'll never understand how anyone can fuck up the anthem. In fact, if I had, Kyle writes, this is why kneeling is acceptable. Shit. If I, excuse me, if I had the ability to sing and I was tasked with the job of singing the anthem, I would have the words written down and I would say, hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about singing the anthem for you, but so I don't look like any of these fuck faces who fuck it up, I am going to have the words right in front of me, and I am going to sing them while looking at them. Thank you. Here we go. I have sang the anthem once, and this is an old story that some of you may have heard, but a lot of you may not have. This goes back to probably the year 1999. And I was doing hockey PA, just like I do now for this old school hockey team, no longer in existence, called the Knoxville Speed. And this was you're getting ready to start the game, and anthem has to be sung. And hey, where's the anthem singer? I don't know. We can't find there's no singer. Singer has stood us up, and we can't. I guess we can't start the game, right? I mean, now I think it would be acceptable to have just said, ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, we do not have an anthem singer this evening. Thus, I will get us started and we will sing it as a group. And then do the first line, and then everybody takes over. Corey says, how do you not have a recording as backup? That's a great question. It's because it was a Mickey Mouse operation, as my dad would say. So people started looking at me, and I'm like, oh, God, you don't want me to sing this, do you? And so I'm sitting there in between the penalty boxes, same spot I do the games now at. And I go, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, here is the national anthem. Anthem singer tonight, me. So I actually introduced myself like that, stepped out onto the ice, spotlight on me, and sang the anthem. And it sounded like fuck. Oh. True story. It happened. Incredible. Well, we are off and running on a Monday edition of the Eric Zane Show Podcast. If you are enjoying the show on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I am going to say goodbye to you now. So if you want the show in its entirety, you have to go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Go there, give yourself a username, follow the page, subscribe to the page. Just go like you're opening up any other window, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Or on your phone, download the Twitch app. It's very easy to do. Search Eric Zane Live once you get to the app and get that up and running, and then boom, you're in business. You can take the show with you as you drive, as you do your daily stuff, as it happens live. If you don't want it live, if you're still on Twitch, you can get the video on demand. They replay, so you can watch whatever you want. And then the audio podcast, wherever you download shows, just search Eric Zane Show Podcast on all the platforms, all there for you. Okay. So I will say goodbye to everybody on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter now. Facebook and Twitch, brought to you by my friends at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. And YouTube, brought to you by Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Open enrollment tomorrow. Begins tomorrow. If you ever want to say hello to me, send me an email. Comments, thoughts, suggestions. Eric at ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Maureen says, get us video of this. I would not even know where to begin of the video of me singing the anthem. Kenny says, those poor, poor people. That is a judgmental thing to say. Shut up. You couldn't do any better. Whitney Houston's version is the only version that needs to be performed. She did do a fantastic version. Absolutely fantastic. All right. So we're off and running. Another week has begun. This pro tip, someone gave me this suggestion some time ago, and boy, does it work. When it comes to picking up leaves. Because I see my neighbor, he starts mowing the leaves, and then he moves the mower like 6 inches, and the bag is full. And then, he fills up his waste bin very quickly, and then he has to dump the leaves into the bags, and that's those brown standing bags, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. But I have some pro tips for you that works every single time. What you do on your mower, a lot of mowers have the function where it becomes a mulcher. So the bag comes off, or you like move a lever, and then the whatever the mower is cutting just stays on the grass. So what you do is you mow it at like 2.5 or whatever setting you normally mow at, and mow it all in mulch. So then it's all chopped up into bits. Then you put the bag on and you go over it all again, but one setting lower. You lower the deck one. You know how there's like you move the wheels to lower the deck? Lower it just one setting. And then it'll suck it all up. And because it's already small and finite because you chopped it once, it occupies an incredible amount of space, less than if you just go straight leaf to bag. Okay? It works flawlessly, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, you got to do it twice, but in the end, you don't even touch a rake. You know? And so that was part of Eric's big chore tour that went on yesterday. I just wanted to pass along the pro tip. And then when it comes to those brown bags that you put the leaves in, don't just try to dump the bag, right? It won't work. You got to take several handfuls full, put it in the bottom of the bag so it stands up, has some like structure to it, and then boom. Corey says don't bag your leaves at all. Bullshit. You have to bag it to some degree because that shit accumulates on your grass and kills your grass, and then your lawn looks like fuck, and you cannot have that. No. You're full of shit. You have to bag it. No. It helps to some degree when you have some on there, but you have to get the lion's share of it wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Fucking hillbilly. I don't believe any of you guys. You do it your way, and then I'll do it the right way. All right? Okay. Moving on. A sideline reporter has been canceled. And this one is total bullshit. Oh, my God. So the Tennessee Volunteers football team is great this year. They are now second in the nation. I think their next game, it's 1 versus 2, Georgia versus Tennessee. Okay, that's a huge, huge one right there. Well, this young lady, her name is Casey Funderburg with an F. Casey Funderburg. And she's worked her way up the ranks, and she works on the SEC network, and she was a sideline reporter, and she covers UT basketball and all that shit. And, finding her way in the industry. And now she's done. She has lost her gig. She's been fired, scrubbed from the UT website, and she will never see the light of day again. Her life is essentially over, and here's how it unfolded. With the Tennessee game, this most recent game, Tennessee unveiled they're called the Tennessee blackout uniforms. So you know how like teams will do something that's not traditional to get, maybe sell a few more jerseys, and it's just something cool. So the Tennessee Volunteers, which normally it's orange and white, they did all black with orange stripes, and they look cool as shit. So there was someone who is a troll to Tennessee football tweeted out, Richard G. West, who is known in the Tennessee sports world for trolling content, posted about Tennessee's blackout uniforms for Saturday's games. Quote, all fans will be asked to wear black clothes and paint their face all black as well. Okay? So Casey Funderburg, the young lady, she responded to that, and this is the mistake she made. All she was trying to do was help. She replied to the tweet saying to Tennessee fans and criticizing the account, this is a fake account, and it's disgusting that this person thinks putting out a joke like this is okay. Please do not believe everything you read on Twitter, wrote Casey Funderburg per Knox News. Later in the Twitter thread, Casey wrote, a person who thinks it's funny to put out that Tennessee is asking fans to wear blackface is disgusting. This is where I stand. Now that's it, okay? If it ended there, wonderful. However, when Casey Funderburg, who I guess is like 24, 25 right now, when she was like 12 or 13 or 14, she had posted, I don't know what the context was. Maybe it was quoting a rap song. When she was a kid, she, on an old post, used the N-word. And someone, because she put herself out there like this, said, hey, that blackface is disgusting. That's bullshit. Someone said, oh, yeah? Well, what about you back 10 years ago? And showed and framed it in that way and posted it. And it went crazy. So Tennessee fired her. Holy fuck. Oh, my God. Some Twitter accounts started posting old tweets from when Funderburg was a teenager and wished she used the N-word. As of Thursday, Funderburg's social media accounts were locked. Right or wrong, according to Awful Announcing, you can add her to the long list of sports personalities who have gotten in trouble or lost their jobs over their tweets. While a Change.org petition to have Casey, those never work. Casey returned to her job has garnered over 1,000 signatures. It seems unlikely to have much impact, especially since, according to the school, she resigned. God, what the fuck? This is such bullshit. Oh, my God. Tennessee Athletic Department spokesperson says she resigned from that role on Thursday. 26-year-old UT graduate also served as an on-air host for VFL Films and weekly coaches call-in show, Vol Calls. Her profile page on the UT website has been deleted. She previously worked as a sideline reporter for digital basketball broadcasts on SEC Network Plus. So she was, up and coming. And, I mean, my God. School says she resigned, but Outkick reported she was fired for tweets showing her writing racist slurs. Now, I don't know. I would need to see the slurs. I mean, if it said, I'm 15, and when I'm 26, I will proudly say that I called black people blanks. Now, if it says that, then maybe I need a little bit more context. But I don't know. This seems fucked up. Paul says, I wonder if a social media post has ever had a helpful effect in a person's career, social life. Seems social media posts can only harm you. LOL. Kenny says, hey, she's young and pretty. She'll bounce back and be fine. If the NASCAR and country singer can recover, she'll be all right. Yeah. Ben says kids should start brand new social media accounts when they turn 18 and delete everything before that. Yeah, I think that's a good call. My God. Corey says, just like with crimes, everything before 18 is a free pass. Jesus. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'd need to see context, guys. But it's kind of true. Ridiculous. All right. So that's that. Her career is on hold. Bit of a bummer. All right. Kenny says she's young and pretty. She'll make a good recovery. Probably. I agree with you. Not young and pretty, but old and decrepit is Joe Biden. Oh my God. And whenever I see a Biden fuck up, I'm always like, how the hell did that even happen? Ahead of the midterms, you're seeing a lot of people that are speaking on behalf of other people. This Senate thing is gigantic. In Congress, will the balance of power shift? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to. I think that it will remain in Georgia Democrat controlled, but Pennsylvania, that Mehmet Oz thing, Mehmet Oz and what's the other guy who had the stroke? Jesus. But Joe Biden was speaking, doing the usual deal, trying to garner support. I think Barack Obama was in Michigan. You're getting a lot of this going on as we are now just a handful of days away before the election. Audio check, video check. This is Joe Biden and another head-scratching moment. Here you go.
And by the way, if they do, that means, not a joke, everybody, that's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
We went to 54 states.
And by the way, if they do, that means, not a joke, everybody, that's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
Whoever's job it is to clean up this guy's mess when he's done speaking, you're like, oh, fuck. How the fuck do we get through this? Like, you figured it out when he was looking for the dead chick. You can do this too. That is the hardest job to have, cleaning up Joe Biden's messes after he speaks. Because all you got to do is say, so Joe Biden was talking in front of people, and he mentioned 54 states. Can you clarify what he was talking about there by 54 states? Jesus. Ridiculous. How the hell is that even possible? You know why it's possible? It's possible because he's got dementia. I'm telling you, I see this with my father all the time. Corey says, well, clearly he's counting Puerto Rico, D.C., the Virgin Islands, and I can't think of a fourth. Holy shit. I'm I'm telling you, if Liz Cheney runs and she is made the, the representative for the red, I would vote for Liz Cheney. I'm not going to vote for any of these MAGA fucks. I would vote for Biden over a MAGA fuck. But if Liz Cheney can actually earn the nomination, I would vote for her. And then I would be back to being a Republican. I will only vote for rhinos. I love rhinos. They should make that a party, the party of rhino. So it'd be the cult, the rhinos, and the Democrats. Democrats would win every time. All right. Folks, I got the Patreon going on a little bit later on today. Patreon.com/Eric Zane for the Patreon bonus podcast. $5 or $10 a month. Sign up for the Patreon, where we have just added another show that is Who Are These Zanes, where Ben Glaze and myself review old audio of your pal Eric Zane. Old radio audio from back in the day. I dropped that show Saturday. So basically, you're getting content now 6 days a week on the Patreon. Undercharge, over-deliver. That's the goal. $5 or $10 a month. I suggest you just try it out, because you get Who Are These Zanes? You get the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. You get the daily Patreon bonus. You get Lost Zane recordings. You get the Insane Asylum, and you get Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia. That is 15 plus hours. Hell, we're knocking on the door of 16 hours of content every single week for $5 or $10 a month. Try it out for 1 month. If you're not completely satisfied, cancel it. Okay? Or if you like it, convert it to a yearly, and I will knock 10% off of the cost. The open and live stream of this show today brought to you by My Policy Shop Insurance. Here we go. Open enrollment for Obamacare is tomorrow. If you are without insurance, without health care, tomorrow's the day that you're going to get it. All you have to do is reach out to Frank Fuss, 616-914-4070. That's 616-914-4070. He is free. He doesn't cost anything. And his expertise, you'll be using his expertise to get you insured, you and your family insured. This is ideal for people whose employers do not offer insurance. Perhaps they are self-employed, like you're a business owner, maybe you're a contractor or something like that, or you were recently let go from your job. 616-914-4070. He's also the Medicare Advantage Plan and Social Security expert. So if you have Social Security and or Medicare or both, have Frank do a checkup for you, because you might not be utilizing everything that is entitled to you at this point in time. Hang on. Oh, excuse me. All right. Full House Comedy, Michael Rappaport in town this week. I'm supposed to get him on the show. Big Dick Donnie Veltman said it's happening, so I'll wait and see. Fingers crossed that I can talk to Michael Rappaport. I love that guy. FullHouseComedy.com for tickets to see Michael. Kevin Nealon next week. Tickets for those shows and all other shows at FullHouseComedy.com. There's venues all around West Michigan, all under the umbrella of Full House Comedy. Online at FullHouseComedy.com. Okay, if you're in the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, go to Sarah Honda Granville. And this is old school. I don't recommend you going to the website and trying to shop for a car that way. Okay, because first of all, the certified pre-owned inventory is constantly changing. They do have hundreds of vehicles on the lot, but you got to go and see them. Check them out. Pick one out, a certified pre-owned vehicle. If you can, pay cash for it and drive it off and, do the old Dave Ramsey. Drive that thing till the wheels fall off. There is financing available on those vehicles. Of course, those are fine vehicles. They're like new. Or go for a brand new car. This is what you do. You go there and say, I want to test drive 5 brand new cars today. Pilot, CRV, Civic, Accord, Ridgeline, whatever. Honda Odyssey. Test drive them all. Figure out which one you want. You narrow your search. I want to go with the Ridgeline. Let's do it. Will I drive off the lot today? No, you will not. We have to build your car. Huh? Yeah, that's how you do it. You sit down. You figure out everything that you want on that vehicle. You work out the financing to make a couple of calls. Hour and a half later, all you got to do is set the date that you're picking up your car. 2 weeks later, it shows up built with your name on it. Pick it up at sarahhondagranville.com. Right on Kanawha, just to the north of 44th Street, next to the Cracker Barrel, a West Michigan dealership, the number one Honda volume dealer in all of the state of Michigan. Okay. This was the weekend that Michigan and Michigan State played. Michigan comes into that game fourth. MSU sucks. They somehow managed 3 wins this year, but they stink. Okay? And Michigan beat the hell out of them 29-7. I will say this. The Spartans looked decent in that first drive, minus the penalties. They're one of those teams that's just not disciplined, shooting themselves in the foot, stupid penalties all the damn time, ruining things for them. Michigan is playing quite well, like a top 4 team. I don't know if they can go all the way. There's some terrific teams ahead of them. Hell, I don't even know if Michigan beats Bama, frankly. Bama still has a shot to be a playoff team. If Georgia beats Tennessee, that opens the door for Bama, frankly. We shall see. But anyway, Michigan beats Michigan State. They play Rutgers next. I don't even know who Michigan State plays. Doesn't matter. But the big story was the news after the game. First of all, as Michigan State is leaving the field, some guy reaches over and pats Mel Tucker on his bald black head like he owes him money or something. And Mel got pissed. First of all, I'll say this. I don't really know shit about this Mel Tucker guy. All I know is that when he's on the sideline, he has resting pissed off face. He's constantly got a look on his face like he's getting ready to murder somebody. It's like, this is not a guy that you do not want to fuck with. Audio check, video check. And here's what happened. This dude leans over and pats him on his bald black head. And watch this response by Mel Tucker. Oh. And then this dude laughs right in his face.
Now you have to punch.
So, just touching the head. He's like, motherfucker. And then this guy laughing cracks me up.
Now you have to punch.
So, all right. Now that's obviously this guy is just pissed off. He didn't like anybody touching him. I don't blame him. I wouldn't want anybody touching me either. But damn it, that's funny. I love that happened. All right. That's how it goes. That's a rivalry between Michigan and Michigan State. And then after the game, those teams, they go into the tunnel. And this is so fucked up. I don't know why this is, but they have it set up where both teams leave at the same spot as Old Tunnel.
Geico presents Daily Affirmations.
Repeat after me. We are filled with an abundance of joy.
We are filled with an abundance of joy.
Also an abundance of questions. Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service to help answer questions and resolve claims quickly.
Good thing Geico has 24/7 claim service.
We are also filled with an abundance of biscuits.
We are also filled with, I don't think it works this way.
Oh, and jam. Don't forget jam.
To manifest more Geico in your life, go to geico.com.
And the teams are like intermingling. And you know, I don't know why you wouldn't hold back your team. If you don't want trouble, you don't want these teams intermingling. But they do. And so the next thing that's going to happen is someone's going to say something and get the shit kicked out of them. Some dumbass Michigan player decides to be in the area where the Michigan State players are, and the Michigan State players beat the shit out of them. Watch this. Hold on, I got to make sure I got this. I don't have it. Thank God I caught it. That would have been embarrassing. Okay. So you see all these white helmets, all these guys here. There's one Michigan guy in this, and they're beating the shit out of him. Look at, you can't even see him. Look at, get the fuck out of here. So they end up kicking that guy's ass and sending him on his way. And rightfully so. You should. I mean, if Michigan guy is going to get lippy and all in that sea of Spartan green and white, yeah, you kick his ass. I mean, how much damage can they really do? Oh, Jesus.
What is going on?
Look at this dude. This dude, I'm not getting in the middle of that. Fuck that shit. He didn't do anything. He didn't even move. All right, now that turns out to be a problem. A bunch of players were like suspended. I guess after the game, Harbaugh talked about how two of his players were assaulted and one of them like hurt his nose. All right. Who knows? Maybe the guy said something terrible and he deserved. I would say just on stupidity, he deserved everything he got. If you are dressed in maize and blue, you do not go near where the Spartans are because they're going to beat the shit out of you. And you definitely don't talk shit. And you know that dumbass had to have talked shit. He had to have said, I doubt that he was walking through with all those guys in Spartan uniforms saying, hey, guys, that was a great game. Better luck next year. You guys got a lot of talent. I seriously doubt he was saying anything sweet to those dudes. He was talking shit, so the Spartans beat the fuck out of him. So he probably deserved it. So, in my opinion, Harbaugh should have gotten up there on the press conference because Harbaugh's a schmuck, too. I can't stand that guy. Harbaugh should have gotten up there in the press conference and said, yep, this is what happens when our players run their mouths. You get the fuck kicked out of you when you act like an asshole. So I fully support Michigan State beating the shit out of our players. And let this be a lesson. If any Spartan player ever decides to talk shit, we are going to kick the fuck out of them. And I expect the coach, Mel Tucker, to support that maneuver. Jim Harbaugh, support the Spartans in beating the shit out of our guy. He should not have said anything. He's an asshole. And that's what happens to people who run their fucking mouths. Now, that would have been old school. But nobody's going to do that these days because everybody's a huge pussy and gets offended and acts like this is the end of the world. So Ward Manuel of Michigan was all bent out of shape saying, the Big Ten's got to investigate. Fuck that shit. They're fine. Who gives a shit? It's football. My God, in hockey, that happens every game. Except two guys actually beat the shit out of each other. And then they shake hands and skate away. Fucking football. Bunch of pussies. Well, anyway, so that's that. MSU has already suspended these guys, 4 of them. 4 players are suspended from the Spartans, according to an announcement from head football coach Mel Madface Tucker. Zion Young, Angelo Gross, Kari Crump, and Tank Brown were suspended as of Sunday night. Coach Tucker said the decision came after reviewing the disturbing electronic evidence collected. What do you mean disturbing? They shoved the guy a little bit. Hold on a second. I can't take it. Yeah, they were like pushing and shoving him. No big deal. The guy walked away like, oh, shit, I'm not going to do that again. Lesson learned. Coach Tucker said the decision came after reviewing the disturbing footage. Michigan State University Vice President and Director of Athletes Alan Haller seconded the announcement. with both Coach Tucker and Haller promising to work with law enforcement officials as they investigated. You're getting the cops involved? Come on. What a waste of time. The players were suspended after a fight broke out in the tunnel. The MSU players were accused of assaulting the Michigan athletes. Good. They should have. Coach Tucker says the suspensions will remain until police wrap up their investigations. Our core values and the responsibility that comes with wearing a Spartan green and white jersey must never be compromised, Coach Tucker said. The health and safety of our student athletes, coaches, personnel, and the Spartan community remain our number one priority. We will go burn couches now in the streets, he may have said. You have my promise that we are committed to fairness, transparency, and accountability, and that we will continue to take appropriate action in this matter. Give me a break. Ugh. You know, I tell you what. You remember back in the 1970s? Like Woody Hayes, the legendary coach from Ohio State. He used to punch players on the sidelines. The one deal where the kid from Clemson picked it off against Ohio State, and then he runs out of bounds, and Woody Hayes was so fucking pissed, the head coach walked up to the kid and punched him right in the fucking face. Yes. That is where we need to be. And it's not going to start right away. But we needed Harbaugh and Tucker to meet beforehand and say, all right, we got to go back to the 1970s, so let's support the action that happened. We need to turn the tide. We got to quit being so fucking woke on this shit. And Tucker's going, yeah, hell yeah. Okay, great. Jim Harbaugh needs to say, well, I talked to our guys. I told them to not go near there, and the dumb fuck went there, so he deserved everything that he got. And that's where it ends. But no. We've got to do it this way, and everybody's a huge pussy. Jesus. Ridiculous. Kenny, who's kind of a woke puss, says coaches punching players is not okay either. Shut up. Absolutely it's okay. When we need to start and college and work our way down to Pop Warner. If you're old enough to put on a helmet, you're old enough to get punched in the face, I say. All right. So there you go. That was like the big game. And it wasn't really a big game because Michigan State sucks. Meanwhile, first of all, I lost in fantasy football. Jesus, I was doing well because my Falcons defense scored points, so that was huge. I was like, oh, man, I'm going to win this damn thing. But whoever is show me them TDs, who I was playing, caught fire. Derek Moore for Carolina, he had a huge game, 27.5 points. Jamal Williams, who was a running back for the Lions, he had a huge game. That sucks. And I ended up losing, man. Jesus, I thought I was going to win that one, but no, I fall. But no surprise. I didn't sit down and watch the Lions, but I saw they were up 7-0, and then I saw they were up 14-0, and then I saw they were up 21-7 in the first half. And I said, not a problem. They are going to lose this game. It always works out. Teams have a tendency to adjust on them, and especially in the back half of the game, beat the shit out of them, and that's exactly what happened. By the way, Tua is fucking great. I hope that guy does not get hurt anymore because I love the way that guy plays football, okay? He's awesome. And then you got Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill, who's an asshole, but he's really good. And Jalen Waddle, you knew that they were going to catch fire, and they did. They outscored the Lions 24-6 on the back half of that game, and they win. And they win at 31 to what was the score? 31 to doesn't matter. Lions lost. They are now 1-6. 1-6, the worst team in the NFL. Dan Campbell. Oh, my God. Man, I really like Dan Campbell, but he stinks. This is so bad. Holy shit. He is now in his career with the Lions. Because last year he started out 0-10 before he went 3 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. And the big hope was, okay, drafted a bunch of good players who at least we thought to be good players. I guess the verdict isn't in yet for Aiden Hutchinson, but Aiden Hutchinson on the year has 11 solo tackles and a few sacks, and that's it. But now Dan Campbell added to his 3 wins, 3 losses. Wait a minute, 3 wins, 13 losses, and 1 tie last year. 1-6. He is 4 wins, 19 losses, and a tie for an 18%, just over 18% winning percentage. So he's going to get fired, but when? He's not going to turn it around. Do they let him ride out the whole year? I don't know how this can be. How can you have a coach who is, what could he possibly be doing that is that terrible? Like if you were to get the ghost of Newt Rockne and Vince Lombardi and then have them have a sit down with Bill Walsh and Bill Belichick, and they were to examine all of the things that he's doing wrong, would there be glaring problems other than the losses that happened during the practices? Is it something in the practices? Is it the coaches? What is happening here? How can they be that fucked up? Oh, my God. And, everybody like, oh, my God, they're going to at least double their victories. Now, even if they doubled their victories from last year, it's still shitty. It's still 6 wins, 11 losses. They may regress. Okay, so they have 10 more games. That means they would have to go 3-7 on the year. Wait a minute, right? Yes. To have 4 wins and 13 losses. 3-7. So that is the goal going forward. 3-7 on the year. That is so fucking pathetic. To have a goal as a fan of 3 wins and 7 losses to finish out the year. Oh, my God. Well, good news is they keep fucking this shit up. They're going to get another great draft pick. But honestly, what does it even matter now? It doesn't. They can draft. They can keep drafting great players. I was talking with my brother, Paul. He was born in 1960. I was born in 1970. We're talking about how much the Lions suck. I go, Paul, it's one thing for me from 1970 to now to have there been only one playoff win from the time that I've been alive. But that also goes back to you. You were born in 1960. 60 to now. One playoff win. You have to go back to 1957 when they won the NFL championship before there was even a Super Bowl that they would have won a playoff game. 1957. Fuck. Oh, my God. The worst coaching win percentage ever was Marty Mornhinweg, who went 5 wins, 27 losses. Campbell has to go 2-8 to not be as bad as him. All right? If he gets to 27 losses and just 4 wins, that means he is the worst. You got to, we are looking back fondly on the days of like Rod Marinelli, who took the Lions to an 0-16 record one year, but has 10 wins for his career. We're looking back fondly on Marty Mornhinweg and Matt Patricia, for fuck's sake, and Rod Marinelli. Oh, my God. How embarrassing. Wayne Fonts, career record, 61 wins, 61 losses. The last time they had a winning coach, it was the black guy. What was the black guy? Jim Caldwell. And he got fired for being black. Caldwell, 11-5, 7-9, 9-7. He was fired with a 9-7 record, a winning record. They fired him because he's black. And then they brought in shitty white guys to fuck everything up. You had Patricia, he's a scumbag, fuck that guy. And then you bring in this nice rah-rah, bite your kneecaps coach, and he sucks tons of dick too. Holy shit. My God. Embarrassing. All right. Thank you so much to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. Man, a great place to get your vehicles repaired right the first time. In fact, they're hiring. If you have experience, reach out to them, 616-532-6600. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV online at ER Vines. ER Vines, that's Irvine's. It's not IR, it's ER. Irvines.com. Check out all the amazing Google reviews that they have about their unbelievably fantastic business at Irvine's Auto Repair. So if you're in West Michigan and you need to get your vehicle serviced, this is where you need to go. They will get it right the first time. I'm telling you. A&E Heating and Cooling. Get a new furnace installed. Ask about financing. I saw that they posted on Facebook, and that's something that I haven't mentioned. But, if you are installing a furnace or an air conditioner, you might be like, well, yeah, but I want to make payments on that. They have all those options available for you. 616-516-8579. Don't be worried about whether or not that furnace is going to break down in the dead of winter, for God's sake. But don't take my word for it. Just trust my friends at A&E Heating and Cooling. Go ahead. They encourage you to go get a couple of estimates from any other companies you want. Joe Martinez and his crew will beat what the other guys charge. 616-516-8579. The best news, they're installing the Comfort Maker brand, which is America's #1 brand of furnace and or air conditioner, as rated by Consumer Reports. They're so good, in fact, that the people who install them, like Joe Martinez, they have to pass a certification. It takes like 3 months of unbelievable training in order to do this, okay? It's like going back to school. And they don't just let anybody install. There's only one Comfort Maker installer that is trusted, and that is Joe Martinez. It's the Mercedes-Benz of furnaces and air conditioners. But because of Joe Martinez and what you're paying for it, you won't pay for it like it's the top brand. It'll just be installed like the top brand, and it is. Meanwhile, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. NMLS number 3035. If you're in the market for a mortgage, this is what you do. And I'm hearing that the price of homes is coming down. Hallelujah. If you're looking for a home right now, it's ridiculous. It has been. And that's because the demand has been so high. But the Fed, they've been raising that interest rate. So people are like cooling down the housing market. And that was by design. So the inflation is starting to get into check. So over time, that is lowering the cost of a house. So do it. In fact, it's seen the biggest jump biggest reduction from August to September in the history of them following those numbers. Reach out to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team, 231-332-6505. Okay, I've got, believe it or not, a couple more sports things that I need to talk about just because they're interesting stories. And you're not going to believe it, but one of them is a NASCAR story. Thanks to Joey Williamson for tipping me off about this. And because, you know, it's got to be really something that I find interesting for me to talk about because I don't give a shit about NASCAR, really. But this story, I do. It's a story of how Ross Chastain snuck into the playoffs, the Final Four playoffs. For playoffs, NASCAR has this playoff system that I don't know shit about it, but I think the way they do it is the drivers compete, and then if they each race, the field gets smaller and smaller and smaller of the playoffs. And then in the final race, it's down to like 4 guys. And then in that final race, that's when they determine who the champion is. I think that's how it works. But anyway, this dude, Ross Chastain, who I'd never heard of him until this weekend's race, did something remarkable. And I'm actually going to share it with you. So what I need you to do right now is just sit there because I got to pee. All right? Here you go. Thank you so much. And I will be right back. Hello, friends. All right. Let's take a jaunt around the radio dial. Once again. No word about you-know-who. St. Gaslight. Nothing coming down the pipe. Don't know what's going on. And I don't think anything has been talked about today about St. Gaslight. Let's see. Hang on. Where is it? Why can I not hear anything? I don't know why I can't hear anything. Check. Hello? Where's my audio? Well, maybe there it is. Hello? No, I can't hear it. I don't know why. I don't know what I did wrong. That is weird. Normally I'm able to do that. Well, I guess we'll come back to that another time. No big deal. Anyway, I was talking about this deal with the NASCAR race, and so yeah, this is in Martinsville, North Carolina, South Carolina, Martinsville, South Carolina. I think, I don't know. The guy who wins the race, doesn't matter. His name is Christopher Bell. He won the race, so he gets into the championship 4. Try to stay with me here. I swear it's in Virginia. Thank you. I swear this is interesting. Even if you do not care about NASCAR, this is interesting because of what happens in order for this win to take, for this dude. Shut up, Corey. That's it. That's all right. Out. Sit down. I can't. How the fuck do you expect me to do this show with that type of heckling? Jesus. The guy who's the interesting part is this dude named Ross Chastain. He's got to, at some point, get a certain point. He's got to pass Denny Hamlin. Hamlin, number 11, and Ross Chastain, number 1, have been like feuding with each other during the season, according to my pal Joey Williamson. Okay? And so here they are, the final 2 laps of this race.
There's the push. He gets to the inside.
Now, none of the cars you see here factor in what is interesting.
Up on the curve for the lead. Bell to the inside. Oh, and more contact behind him. The 6 gets shoved up the racetrack by Larson.
Okay, so there's 2 storylines here. One, what you just saw with Bell, who's eventually going to win this race. And this number 1 car here, this is Ross Chastain. He has to beat number 11, Denny Hamlin.
Bell is in clear by 3. Ross Chastain trying to get by the 9. Again, that points battle to determine who is the final Championship 4 driver. Now Bell pulling away with those fresher tires.
Need the 9 right here, Ram.
The announcers are fucked up because they're announcing, he's talking about Bell. He's talking about something that we're not looking at right now.
Keselowski way up the racetrack. Briscoe on the outside, 3 wide. His championship hopes starting to falter.
So the announcer's talking about the guys on the lead who are going to win the race, but the camera's on Ross Chastain.
As Briscoe falls back through the field, though, that's another spot for Denny potentially. You see Denny right there.
We got to have a spot first. So
they're tied again. The tiebreaker goes to Chastain. Coming up on 2 to go.
Denny knocks the 24 up the racetrack. Chastain doesn't.
Gordon sounds like a dork.
Have anybody in front of him to go past. He's too far away from everybody.
Less than 2 laps.
Okay, keep your eye on this number 1 car. I'm telling you.
Trying to do it again. He's already won his way to the next round.
Again, the announcers are talking about the guys who you don't see right now. The camera's on number 1 here, though.
From Charlotte, 1 lap to go. Christopher Bell. If he wins, the 1 and the 11, fighting for every point right now. Denny Hamlin, 2-point favorite to get in as the championship 4.
Okay, so Bell's going to win. That means that number 1 car and number 11, Denny Hamlin, whoever wins between those two gets into the final 4.
Bell out of turn 4. He's going to do it. He's
okay, so Bell's now 1. And number 1 here is behind number 11.
4.
Watch what he does.
Bell out of turn 4. He's going to do it. He's won his way into the championship.
Let's go get us a championship.
And the fight for the point right at the line. The 1 of Chastain past Hamlin.
What he did was he was way behind Hamlin. What this fucking guy did, this Ross Chastain, he put his car on the wall and is side-swiping the wall and using that to keep him from flying off the track, but is mashing the gas as hard as it will go. So he's going to fuck up his car massively, but he's only got 1/2 lap or less. So he's going a high rate of speed faster than everybody else and blows by all these fucking cars, including number 11, and beats the fucker at the line, even though he's fucking up his car.
Out of turn 4, he's going to do it. He's won his way into the championship.
Here he comes. See him? Look at.
And the fight for the point right at the line. The 1 of Chastain past.
The FedEx car is Hamlin. That's the guy who he had to catch up. Look at how much ground this fucking guy makes up.
Every point right now. Denny Hamlin, 2-point favorite to get in as the championship 4. Bell out of turn 4. He's going to do it. He's won his
Look at him.
way into the championship.
Look at how far ahead. This is Hamlin right here at the bottom of the track. And here comes this fucking maniac mashing the gas and side-swiping the wall.
Let's go get us a championship.
And the fight for the point right at the line. The 1 of Chastain past Hamlin.
It was a video game move off into turn 3. He put the car against the wall.
These are his teammates that change his tires and shit, his pit crew and whatever. Watch it. They're seeing that happen.
Wide open all the way around turn 3 and 4.
Chastain, Elliott, Bell, and Logano are going to fight for a championship in Phoenix. Take a look at what he did.
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Wide open.
That was a great view.
Elliott, Bell, and Logano are going to fight for a championship in Phoenix. Take a look at what
Look at this.
did.
I have never seen anything like that before in my life.
Wide open. Around the wall in 3 and 4 at Martinsville. Unbelievable.
Holy shit. That's incredible. Chris says Snowflakes will probably claim he put everyone in danger and cancel him. Kenny says it seems like a trick from NASCAR video games and has never been done in real life before this. And then the guy even said that exact thing. That was fucking sweet. Oh, my God. You see, now I'm interested. Joey's right. I am actually interested now in that final race in which they will I don't even understand how the playoffs work. I think I got it right, where you win and then the field narrows a little bit more, but my God. And then Aram says, why doesn't everyone do that? Who knows? Maybe they will now. The situation called for it, I guess. He's like, I got nothing to lose. Here we are, final lap, and I got to pass this guy, so I'm going to try this. And it fucking worked. Holy shit. Good for that guy. Exciting. Okay. There's one more football thing that I wanted to get into, and that is so Atlanta and Carolina played. And both teams kind of stink. Carolina had 2 wins coming in, but they had just recently beat the Bucks. Tampa sucks. And Atlanta, they kind of suck too. They've only got like 3 wins this year. So the NFC South blows. It's all shit teams, you know? So the game is winding down, and Carolina is down by 6 points. All right? And referring to the NASCAR thing, Chris says it was like a Mario Kart booster arrow. Holy fuck. It's true. So in this game, though, Carolina is they're like 70 yards from the end zone, and they throw a Hail Mary pass. PJ Walker, the quarterback, who I've never heard of, throws it like a mile, and this dude comes down with it. Touchdown. Holy shit. DJ Moore successfully hauled it in. I always love the old Hail Mary, and that's what happened here. Check this out.
Walker on first down, moving to his left. And now Walker fires downfield, looking for DJ Moore.
Wow.
Makes a diving
now,
for a Panthers touchdown.
If you know what happened here, don't say it. Don't say what the problem is. What is the problem with all of this? Because he catches this touchdown.
First down.
I'm asking rhetorically. I don't really want you to answer.
And now Walker fires downfield, looking for DJ Moore.
Oh, my God!
Makes a diving catch for a Panthers touchdown. Wow! 62 yards. Carolina has tied the game.
Oh, my goodness.
You may notice DJ Moore, after he caught that touchdown pass, he whips off his helmet, which is a problem. That is a massive 15-yard penalty. And they assess it on the extra point. So the extra point, I mean, is kind of a chip shot, but not exactly. I mean, they've moved it out over the years, but it turns out that after that, the extra point becomes a pretty long kick, a 48-yard kick, and the kicker missed it. So now it's tied, and it goes into overtime. So because the dickhead took off his helmet, and then the kicker botches it to win the game, now it's in overtime. All right. So they're in overtime now. And the Falcons have the ball. And then Marcus Mariota, he drops back to pass in overtime. And watch what happens here.
On second down, play action. Mariota going deep. And this pass is picked off. He was looking for Bird. C.J. Henderson with the interception. The return inside the 25-yard line of the Falcons. So now the Panthers will have an opportunity to win this game in overtime.
And it started up front with the hit on Mariota. That's why you saw this dead duck that was thrown out there.
Oof.
Matt Ioannidis does a great job not allowing Marcus Mariota to step into that throw. And because he couldn't step into that throw, C.J. Henderson all over it. Damiere Byrd tried to stop him from getting the interception, couldn't do it. and sets up the Panthers offense for great field position.
All right, so now the game's over, right? He went out of bounds at like the 18-yard line. No big deal. Eddie Pinheiro, the guy who missed the 48-yard extra point, he comes on to win it, and he fucks it up again. He missed again. Jesus. Nobody wants to win this game. The Panthers sure as hell don't. Then Marcus Mariota, he got a long run as the Falcons got the ball back, and then this happened this way. Of course it happened this way.
2 minutes remaining in overtime from 41 yards out.
And, of course, it's good.
It's good.
So all of that, what a bunch of assholes. Football is just, sports in general is just full of assholes. Just people fucking shit up all the time. My God. From the dick who took his helmet off. How do you do that? And then the kicker chokes not once, but twice. The Panthers found a way to be the Lions there. Oh my God, that is exactly right. That is something that would happen to the Lions. A lot of football left to be played. You never know. You never know how the Lions are going to lose football games. Jesus. So that was spectacular. All right. Thank you to the Kent County Health Department for being on board with the show. AccessKent.com/health. You guys are awesome. If you need anything, if you're a resident of Kent County or whatever health department that you are involved with, wherever you live, the WIC program is for you. Women, infant, children. But that's not the half of it. It's basically keeping people from being hungry, keeping food on the table if, for whatever reason, things aren't working out and you need food. Go there and find out if you qualify or reach out. AccessKent.com/health. The phone number is right on the website. And put in a call. Find out if you qualify. And, seriously, you got to, some people are like, I don't want to do that. You're prideful. You don't, but seriously, if you're having a hard time feeding the family, reach out to my friends at the Kent County Health Department. Help could be just a phone call away. Thank you to them. AccessKent.com/health. Looking for something fun to do in Grand Rapids? TC Paintball. TCPaintballGR.com. Book an event today. Wednesdays, you got Kids Day with the Little League and the Teen League going on. Ladies' Day is going to get started right back up again very soon. TCPaintballGR.com. Our next paintball outing, we are going to give away a brand new set of cornhole boards valued at $300. These are made by my friends at Cornhole America. Absolutely perfect. One of the boards has TC Paintball. One of the boards has my logo with me looking ridiculous, bent over. Where my ass is the hole. Thank you to TCPaintballGR.com. We haven't yet scheduled Paintball War number 21, but it's coming. Book an event at TC Paintball for you and your pals, neighborhood kids, maybe bachelor party, team building at work. TCPaintballGR.com. You will love it. And then my friends at Blue Frost IT. BlueFrostIT.com, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast for your small or medium-sized business. If you're looking for a tech upgrade, this is who you need to call. A short consultation, free, of course, as to what your business is all about, what your tech needs are. They will assess and tell you, hey, this would work best for your business. They'll help you in your purchase and help you set it up, and then they will become your managed IT service provider for any future work that you might need done in the event if you need any upgrades or things like that or updates to your systems. Blue Frost IT, the number one tech company in Michigan, as voted on by their peers. Thank you. All right. This weekend in nudity, we need to go back to the well of Madonna. Madonna is once again taking off her clothes. She does this on Instagram with her weirdo face, which, God, it just looks hideous to me. It's so bad. Madonna, I don't know. We do this every time. What is her age? About 79? Madonna age. 64 years old. And this to me is just fucking sad. We've seen many videos of her, and I'm going to share another. This is just a screen grab from her Instagram. Madonna goes topless in a gold corset on her Instagram story. You are going to see Madonna's tits right now. And they're big, and they look ridiculous. Everything about this is ridiculous and strange. No one sees this and says, that's hot. It's just freakish. She has a lollipop over one nipple, and I think like a money bag over the other nipple. The corset makes it look even more weird. Her face is stretched. She's got stretched face disease. Doesn't look anything like the Madonna that we all remember. Oh, my God. Oh, how horrible is this? She's got this absurd bunt. And the corset is just pulling in all this fat and then just kind of pushing it down to her fupa area. The legs are not toned. They look like fuck. The tits are a disaster. The hair looks like shit. Her face is a ghoul. It's hideous. How does she look at it and say, yes, this is what I want to do. This looks great. This is awesome. There's so much bunt that you can't even see her labia. Typically, when a woman wears something this tight, you will see those big muff lips that are there. But you can't even see that because the bunt is pushing down into the labia. It's just a super lab. Wow. Ugh. Who looks at that and says, yeah, man, that's awesome? Paul says she looked older at 30. Maureen says she's unrecognizable. Her boobs are going to cause them to throw up on your channel, says Mitch. Her face is scary. That's against TOS here on Twitch, RIP. Green face. Someone should tell Madonna that no one wants to see that shit. Oh, my God. Wow. Well, all right. I don't know. I mean, doesn't she have kids that are like older? Don't think of Ma. I mean, seriously, your tits look like shit. You don't look good. Is this going to be J-Lo one day? I mean, because I remember Madonna when she was like J-Lo's age. She actually looked pretty good 10 years ago. But, I mean, oh boy. Father Time, undefeated. Oh, my God. So rough. She wore her red hair styled long and straight, framing her bare chest and cinched waist in a gold corset. That looks painful. That is gross. Got to shake it. Not my penis. Just shake it. Shake that from my brain. On this day in nudity, we've got something else going on as a top draft pick, first-round draft pick for the San Antonio Spurs. His career is over. Josh Primo is his name. He was a first-round draft pick in 2021 for the San Antonio Spurs, number 12 overall. Tons of promise. had been performing well, was he improved all last year and was, with the basketball season just starting this year, he was getting better and better. Okay? And then before Friday night's game, they said, yep, he's off the team. We just cut him. He's gone. They're like, why? What happened? The move came as a shock to many, considering the team had recently picked up the promising second-year pro's third-year option for the 2023-2024 season to fully guarantee his $4.3 million salary. So I guess no matter what happens here, he still gets the money. Well, what could he have possibly done that could warrant him to be suddenly off the season or off the team for the remaining? Well, he's gone. At the start of the season. In his 4 appearances this season, Primo averaged 7 points, 4.5 assists, 3.3 rebounds per game on 23.3 minutes a night. But no more. He's gone. What do you have to do to have that happen? Okay? You got to do something to a woman that's bad. And in this case, you got to show a woman your cock, because that's what Josh Primo did. He was walking around the basketball office showing his cock to women who work for the basketball team. And that is a big no-no. Less than 24 hours after the Spurs waived Josh Primo, a report has emerged detailing the alleged circumstances. Remember, you got to say alleged. You can't just, say it happened. I don't want to get a letter from Josh Primo with him complaining about something I said. Anyway, but I'm just going to risk it. Josh Primo showed people his dick. ESPN's Ramona Shelburne and Adrian Wojnarowski reported Saturday Primo's sudden departure from the franchise was in connection with multiple allegations that the 19-year-old reportedly exposed himself to women. The Athletics' Shams Charnaria later reported a former Spurs woman employee has alleged Primo exposed himself to her. She could seek legal action after hiring attorney Tony Busby, who recently represented the 24 women in the sexual misconduct lawsuits against Browns and former Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson. So she hired the right guy. She's like, motherfucker, don't show me your dick. Where's the lawyer that represents all those women that are suing Deshaun Watson? That's the guy you want. San Antonio made the decision to part ways with Primo before the Friday night game. In a brief statement announcing his release, Spurs CEO R.C. Buford said the team hoped the decision will serve the best interest of both the organization and Joshua in the long run. You see, if you're an organization like the Spurs and the news comes out like that of one of your employees doing something terrible, you're supposed to do what they're doing. God forbid if you're a company, hypothetically speaking, I don't know, a radio company, with radio stations all across the country, publicly traded, and you find out that in this hypothetical situation that one of your employees beat the shit out of a chick. And the chick bangs on the door of the company and says, hey, your guy beat the shit out of me. If the radio company then says, okay, we'll handle it. Thanks for the info. And then doesn't do anything. That makes the radio company look to be complicit in the activity. You see how that works? Nobody wants that. You got to fucking cut ties with the guy who allegedly did that. Fuck you. Josh Primo released a statement. I think he's owning it. He says, I know that you all are surprised by today's announcement. I've been seeking help to deal with previous trauma I suffered. See, that's what you do. When you show your cock to someone, you got to, make up a scenario that something bad happened to you when you're a kid. Like, I don't know, Chicago gangs, for example. That's all hypothetical, of course. And then you blame it on that to save your ass. previous trauma I suffered, I will now take this time to focus on my mental health treatment more fully. I hope to be able to discuss these issues in the future so I can help others who have suffered in a similar way. I appreciate privacy at this time. This person writes, getting waived for mental health, forfeiting $8 million for mental health. Doesn't sound right. Spurs, an organization would have for sure let you take time away to get right, not waive you. Well, I don't know. Maybe this person doesn't realize that the accusation was that Josh Primo was showing his dick to people. I don't care how fucking fucked up you are. I mean, if I'm 19 and I make $4 million a year, and for the first 18 years of my life, I was raped every day. No matter what happened to me, I am not going to show my dick to an unsuspecting person. I don't give a shit what happened to me. I don't care what trauma happened to me. I'm not going to show my dick to anyone. Okay? There's a time and a place to show your dick to someone, and it is not when some intern is making copies on the machine and you just walk up and show him your dick. Jesus. What the hell is wrong with people? Thank you to Bennett Flooring Installation, 616-318-0167. The flooring installer for the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you are in West Michigan, reach out to them, 616-318-0167. For Bennett Flooring Installation. The flooring I want you to buy, I want you to get it from Johnson Carpet One Floor and Home. I should say Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. 2 stores, 1 umbrella, Johnson's. Johnson's has the main showroom, awesome, the best service, and then the discount outlet, also good service. But basically, you just walk in and say, what do you got? It's all in there. Go look. Let me know what you want. Okay, great. It's a warehouse, for God's sake. Pick out what you want. You're going to pay a lot less than any place else in the entire state of Michigan. I promise you that. And then you're going to throw in a 10% discount when you use my name. Say, Eric Zane sent me 10% off. They'll write that into the cost. Get your flooring from Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. Well worth the trip no matter where you are coming from in Michigan, because you're going to spend more money on gas if you're coming from far away, but you will pay so much more at any other flooring place. I promise you. Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. Batting last in the order this morning, Bosco's Pub. Online at boscospub.com. Terrific place for hamburgers, drinks, cold beers, pub food. Watch the big game at Bosco's Pub. They had a crowd there watching the Michigan game this past weekend. Bosco's Pub, part of Terrace Square. Love them so much. Hang out with my friends at Bosco's. All right, this show's getting a little long in the tooth. I'm about to get on with the rest of the day. More podcasting coming up, to be sure, on Patreon. I would love to see you here on Patreon. There on Patreon, I should say. So if you're enjoying the free podcast, please consider signing up, and we can have more podcasting fun to get you through your day. All right. But we have the asshole of the day. If you have a nomination, please reach out. John Shelley, the Baptist hate preacher, was your asshole of the day for Friday. Brought to you by my friends at TC Paintball. TC Paintball. Who is going to be the asshole of the day? You have a shopping spree at craft stores for your old pal Eric Zane. The head found in Mexico. That was rough. Eric Burton, lead singer of the Black Pumas. Oh, my God, he murdered the anthem. He tried so hard. I've actually felt kind of bad for that guy. Joe Biden says there's 54 states. Michigan State, stupid fight, overreaction. Lions suck. Jesus, Carolina, Atlanta, Ross Chastain, Madonna nudity. Not to mention, dumbass for the San Antonio Spurs showing his wiener to everybody. But none of those are the asshole of the day. The University of Tennessee for canceling that sideline reporter for the Vols. That would be Casey Funderburg. Ridiculous. Come on now. Asshole of the day. Right there. UT. No way in hell UT is going to beat Georgia, by the way. No way in hell. Mark it down. Bob says, asshole of the day, Madonna. Come on now. That's ridiculous. By the way, I got an email, and I don't know. Let's see here. Cheryl writes, hey, Eric. I have been enjoying your lovely podcast through Twitch for approximately 8 months. Twitch has recently started prompting me to subscribe to your podcast per the email chain below. I've been signed up for a year as of February 2022. Is there a subscription to Twitch needed? Come on, man. Maybe my credit card date expired. Let me know. Thanks, Cheryl. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with any of that. And if any of you have any information, please let me know. Because, again, I'm not on your side of it. So if any of you, I mean, Corey is all over this shit. He knows what's going on with Twitch. Maybe he knows what's up. I don't know. I'm not even sure what's going on, if that's the case. Maybe that's just with you. I will look into it as best as I can. Okay, folks, thank you. Hold on a second. One more thing I got to check on. Because I might have breaking news here, but I want to make sure. No, I don't have breaking news. Okay, thank you, folks. That's going to do it. Till next time, I'll talk to you down the road. Bye-bye.
Tired of long waits and rushed care at the ER and urgent care clinic? Next time, stay home and let Dispatch Health bring the power of the hospital to you.
I call Dispatch Health. A care team of medical professionals actually come to your house.
They're the same caliber of people that you would see if you were at a hospital or an urgent care.
Dispatch Health can treat most non-life-threatening emergencies.
They can do the x-rays, they can do stitches,
urinary tract infections, blood test, urinalysis, ultrasound.
It's almost everything that they can do at the ER.
You never feel rushed. They're there for you and only you.
I felt like their only patient.
And it costs no more than a trip to urgent care because Dispatch Health is covered by most insurance, including Medicare. See if we serve your home at dispatchhealth.com.
Dispatch Health really went above and beyond.
It's wonderful to have care come to your home.
House calls are back, and they're better than ever. Learn more at dispatchhealth.com.